Yeah, yeah. And I burnt that channel. Sinister grifters with a snake oil grin, voracious virtue signalers cashing in. False PIs, they're fixing the game, pointing fingers, but they're all the same. Innocent creators, moms with a cause, digging through the chaos, exposing the flaws. We're hunting for clues, untwisting the lies. Who's driving this shit show straight to demise? Convertibles roaring, cliffs in sight, like Thelma and Louise on a forever ride. They sail into YouTube fame, the crash is in sight. We're all on the ride, no brakes, no trust. Popularity is the spark that'll burn their channels into dust. Or it'll burn their channels into dust. Dust. Spark that'll burn their channels into dust. Spark that'll burn their channels into dust. Dust. It's in the dust. That'll burn their channels. It's in the dust. That'll burn their channels. What's in the dust? The dust. The dust. The dust. The dust. We're all on the ride, no brakes, no trust. Popularity is the spark that'll burn their channels into dust. Dust.
All right, everybody. If you have not hit the thumbs up or subscribed, I hope you will do that now. All right. If you can hear me, put a 1. That's number 1. So if you can hear what I am saying, hi, Sketty Nona, Ceresia, Momming It Up, good to see you. Diane, good to see you. Hi, everybody. Okay, so Rochelle, good to see you at St. Elmo's. I hate the roll call because it could just last forever and ever. So we're gonna move right on, okay? So it's no secret that the whole YouTube drama it invades every community. It's not just true crime. I think there's multiple types of trolls, and I think some people are not even trolls. I think some people are simply mad. I think they get their feelings hurt and they start fighting back, and then you got a lot of trouble, right? When you start fighting back, then more people get emotional. And anytime you're in a situation where emotions are driving you, it's going to be, like the song says, a shit show. So I thought that, let me share a quick little clip here. This is from not Jay is for Justice, Every Day with Jay. So this is her channel. And I think that, I think it's fair to say that everyone knows that there is now, shall we call it a feud? If you think the proper word for this is feud, Feud, put a 1. If you think it's just a teeny tiny little argument, then put a 2. But I'm kind of thinking that we're like at Hatfields and McCoy level now. I think it's gone. I think things are out of control, and I don't think there's any innocence in it. I think everyone has made mistakes. I think everyone's made mistakes. I do believe that there were multiple opportunities for this to be quieted and put to rest, and that's not going to happen as long as everybody is just out for blood. So I thought this was a great example of what I'm about to talk about. So this is J is for Justice, her social channel, not the true crime channel, but a channel called Every Day with J. And Mods, you can put the link in the channel. But she is lamenting, or she is recounting a period of time when she was at war with another YouTube creator who most people remember as Critical K. And there was a period of time that Jay and Kay, or her name was Karen, or is Karen, when they did like a talk show kind of thing with regarding true crime cases, and they had a big falling out. Like it was, very dramatic, big trouble. And Critical K, well, she was critical, and she ultimately lost her channel because she let her emotions take over. And she ended up in a legal battle with a crime victim's mother for saying horrible things about the mother in the Christian Andriacchio case, if you know that case. But in this clip, Jay is talking about her experience with Critical K after they've had their big blow up and their show blew up. And let's hear what she has to say.
Her about him. Sorry, you've been lied to, but go ahead. Keep peddling the narrative that I told her to look. I love you.
They're outdated at this point.
I had
Jennifer, she went after we split. Yeah, she called me Jennifer, put my real name out there, talked about my kids, mental health. I had a daughter that was struggling with mental health at the time as a teenager. She put all of my business out there. And that's who, she ran to when we split. And it was awful. Every night there were live streams putting my real life on blast. And I didn't respond. I didn't respond. I zipped my lip and never said a word.
Yeah.
I never, ever said a word back. And it went every fucking night.
Yep.
And Hartley, if you remember Jennifer, I'm sure you remember every fucking night. It was my real life on blast. And everyone would text me about it. She's saying this. She's saying that.
Here's a clip to listen.
And I really didn't want to fucking hear it. It was awful.
Yep.
She knew so much about me, and she twisted everything. I've known her since I was like 16 years old. She took my whole life and twisted it and put it all on blast every fucking night. Things I did in high school. It was horrible. It was fucking horrible, if I'm being honest.
It is horrible.
And I never wanted to admit that. I didn't want her to see that.
Of course not.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Melmo. She talked about all kinds of shit. It was horrible. I couldn't even listen to it. It made me feel sick to my stomach.
Yep. Horrible.
And then and to trust people that went and took her side just to cause me grief.
Yep.
I don't trust people like that.
Yep.
And still take a dig at me. Still
now
hates me because I took her wrench. That's fucked up.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now, it's interesting that Jay talks about this nightmare. Okay, look, y'all know, or a lot of the people that are like OGs in this channel, who can remember what happened with Merb and what was that other chick's name? The real crazy one, like really Emily, single white female crazy. it is a weird situation to be in. It is the strangest experience to see other people talking about you, or they're talking about your kids. Now they're saying things to be outrageous. They're recounting stories that are mo- modified so that they have maximum value and shock, right? But the end goal of what they're trying to do is they're trying to upset you. They're trying to get a rise out of you. They're trying to get a response from you. That is the goal, right? And I had not really I mean, I knew about these things, like from an academic sense. I knew they went on. I knew what gang stalking was. I knew about all that, but I had never experienced anything like it. Like, I had never experienced someone telling a bald-faced lie about me, just outright lie, and me just being, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, why are they saying that? So I kind of did, a bit of soul searching, and it did come on the heels. My dad died, and I would say that was definitely one of the worst, absolute worst times in my life. Literally knocked the foundation out from underneath me when he died. And so I took a month off, and because things were very, it's a very complicated family situation. And so, I was just trying to find my new footing and get on a healthy path, and deal with everything. And part of that was, I really was enjoying my YouTube stuff at the time, and y'all were my friends. And um, then I had this crazy lady telling lies about me, and then this other crazy lady making videos about me, and it was so bizarre. So I tried a little bit to sort of fight back. It wasn't really in my nature. I did have a lot of negative emotion. I was angry that my dad died, and so I tried some of that. And to be honest, I really wasn't all that proud of myself. Okay, it didn't really fit my personality. And so I pulled back, and I said, this is nonsense. I'm not doing this. Just weird and childish and e- embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. And so I pulled back. I stayed offline for a little bit. And and then when I did come back, I was careful, about the videos I made. I still every now and then make a little joke or something about someone, but I no longer responded like what she's talking about. I no longer responded. I told everybody in the channel, don't send me clips. Don't tell me. I know they're there. I know what they're doing. I don't want it in my head. I want to focus on my stuff. I want to focus on getting healthy and happy and getting past my dad dying. And I just want to go on into my future, and leave all this nastiness, behind. And eventually, probably I think all that happened, let's see, January, February, March, April. Maybe that was going on like from June, July, maybe to like October. And by December, I remember, because of the Christmas lights, by December it was pretty much finished. Well, except for the crazy lady massaging baby dolls in her bathtub, talking about me getting my teeth pulled out. It was so crazy. But anyway, um, so that was kind of my instinct, right? It was my instinct. And I know, like when you're helping little kids that are being bullied at school and such, and I know what all the rules for that are. And I said, in essence, that's kind of what you're dealing with online. And I backed away. And eventually, I'm guessing it got boring for the people that were targeting me. How fun is it to keep making fun of someone or telling lies about someone if no one cares? If no one cares, there's no feedback, right? And you know, I had a, well, I don't guess I'll talk about that. But anyway, listening to Everyday with Jay comment about her experiencing exactly the same thing and how painful this was. And I do think, if I'm looking at this logically, I would think that for like what Everyday with Jay went through, I would kind of think that was like 100 times worse than what is happening like online. Like in my situation where there were people that didn't know me, they didn't know my real life. The only thing that they could really talk about, or the only thing that they could make up lies about, was things that they could find like on my Facebook and such. It really, there wasn't really anything like they didn't have any way of knowing anything embarrassing or hurtful. They It was just kind of this childish kind of stuff. But for Everyday with Jay, this girl knew her, Critical K knew her when she was, 16 years old, and all of those difficult, angst filled teenage mistakes, right? And so Critical K knew the missteps that Everyday with Jay had made and was making that content, right? And so I can imagine it was incredibly, incredibly painful. Now, I thought this was so interesting. Listen, when I heard this, I thought this was so interesting because I thought, well, if it was so painful for you when you were experiencing it, night after night after night, isn't that what she said just now in this little clip? Night after night after night, it was about me. The content was about me, night after night after night. Isn't it kind of interesting that she's doing the same thing to Brittany J? It's kind of it's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's kind of interesting that you would live it and you would know how horrible and how bad it feels, and how you feel like you've lost control of your channel. You feel like you want to protect yourself, but if you try to speak out, then they say things like, "Oh, listen to her lying. She's lying." So, that was the first thing that I reacted to, was how strange I found it that someone who lived it, someone who had been that victim, that they would turn around and then victimize another person. That was the first thing that came to my mind. And I thought it was very interesting. Now, look, when I get a referral for some teenage person or young adult person, I get a referral from court saying, this person's got mandatory counseling for a certain amount of time. The very first question I'm going to ask them is, who bullied you? And they'll be really surprised for a minute, and they'll be like, "What do you mean? I'm here because I'm the bully," right? I mean, they don't use those exact words, but that's the um the conversation. It's like, "Are you confused? I'm not a victim. Nobody's bullying me. I'll kick their ass." Okay. And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I know that. Like, I know that you're not being a victim. You are the person hurting others. But I want to know who did bully you and how old you were." And they're always like really surprised. And they're like, "Well, yeah, when I was like in the 5th grade, this happened, or when I was in the 8th grade, this happened." And really and truly, that's kind of how it happens. Somebody does it to you, takes away your sense of control, and then you always remember that. And so when you turn around and do it against someone else, then you feel powerful. You like that feeling. So, it is logical. I just thought it was interesting the way she recounted how painful her experience was with Critical K, and and almost like there's no awareness that she herself is doing it to someone else. Now then, I want to be real clear here. All right? My position has been and always will be, don't respond. don't respond. And you did hear Jay say that when all of this was going on with Critical Case, she didn't respond. And YouTube tells us as creators, do not respond. Okay. And so I thought, maybe it would be interesting to sort of talk a little bit about some of the actual empirical studies, any kind of expert resources on this kind of situation. What do they say? Like, are the people, the psychologists or the researchers, the social psychologists, are they saying that when you become a focus of online harassment or you're being targeted or bullied, is that the right guidance to just shut your mouth, don't respond? Is that actually what they're finding out when they question people and they talk to people? And I do think that this is a worthwhile I think it's a worthwhile topic, just because we do have really good statistics that this type of targeting and harassment is increasing, and specific to YouTube, it's actually increasing among very large channels, because they can interfere with the profitability of other YouTube channels. So if you have a large channel and they begin targeting a moderate sized successful channel, then what will happen is the moderate sized channel will begin to lose viewers. They'll get weary of the arguing, the emotional stuff, and they'll fall by the wayside. And there actually have been some large channels that ended up getting revealed as doing organized campaigns to reduce the profit of their competitors' channels. And so I thought that too was really interesting, because I thought, everybody is looking at what's happening to Brittany J right now. And I think most people are kind of looking at it as how maybe this is punishment for bringing the lawsuit, joining the RICO against Granny's Watching and Barbecue Lady. Maybe it's punishment. Maybe it is punishment about covering the Sebastian Rogers case. And I know for a fact, no doubt in my mind, that there also includes backlash, because I think that when you are targeted, you think, well, I'm going to come out swinging, I'm going to come out fighting, and then you hit back at the people that originally targeted you, and you now hurt them, and now they sure enough have a reason to come after you. And can I just say, I don't know who it was that played a video of Cluminati's daughter, but what's wrong with you? Why? I don't think you guys are thinking this through. In no way at all would Cluminati's daughter have anything to do with what's happening between this group of people and Brittany J. At all. The kid doesn't even go online that I know of. So what, you just thought, oh, this will do it, I'm going to really show them, and then they'll shut up when I put their child up in the middle of the drama community. You did it. I don't think it's going to make anybody back down. I think it's going to make them come back harder, because I think it's human nature. And once before I spoke out about this thing with the kid being used as ammunition in these ridiculous YouTube wars. look, if you're having to stoop to using kids' personal experiences, whether it's trouble at school, medical diagnoses, regardless of what it is, you've lost the battle. If you're that person, that you are looking at a creator you don't like, and so you're going to use their kid to try and use it as ammunition to hurt the creator or piss the creator off. Well, my grandpa always said, be careful what you wish for because you just may get it. And in this situation, that was a pretty dumbass move to poke the bear and put this kid up on your channel as you are creating drama related to another channel. You're getting just what you asked for. So it is one of the reasons why this guidance of don't respond is so critical. This is no longer about Seth. It's no longer about the Rico. It is no longer about any of that, because now as you strike back trying to do to them what they're doing to you, now you become the aggressor. Like Nietzsche said, stare into the abyss long enough, it stares back at you, meaning the very thing that you fear, the monster that you hate, you will become that if you give it all of your time and attention. So now you're the aggressor. Now you're the one that's causing hurt and pain, and they're going to lash out. And so it becomes an endless loop, right? And so when you feel like, I'm going to show them, I'm not going to be weak and back down, I'm going to teach them a lesson, you're not. What you are doing is called putting kindling on a fire. You're stoking the fire. When you respond, you're adding gasoline to an existing flame. But you know what happens if you don't add gasoline and you don't roll up newspaper and put it in that fire, and you don't put extra logs or twigs on the fire? You know what happens to the fire? It eventually goes away. So exactly the reason why researchers and experts in this area say don't respond is so that the problem situation can die down. And that's what happened with Everyday with Jay and Critical K. Is Critical K poked and poked and poked and poked and poked and poked, said the most embarrassing, horrible, awful things, and not only did she not respond, Everyday with Jay didn't respond, but she didn't even want to read or see what people were saying about her. She just focused on her content. So in 2022, there was a study, they directly questioned 135 YouTube creators. And this was about like harassment or things that could be called harassment, toxic comments, stalking, which I personally experienced. Yes, some crazy person followed me around Houston, Texas, so they could find out where I worked. Okay, now you know, I really am a psychologist. Yes, I work at the hospital. What now? I mean, it was really bizarre, but they did. I also encountered impersonation. I had someone who made an account that looked like me and said and did terrible things. And thankfully, not that anybody cared, but I was working, and when I'm at the hospital, I'm not on my computer. So anyway, I experienced it all, and it is a terrible feeling. The loss of control is awful, and it makes you feel terrible and you feel paranoid. And then when you just find acceptance and say, okay, they're going to do this, and nothing I do is going to stop them. Nothing I do. There is no answer. And the reason that there is no answer is because it's what they're trying to get. They want you to respond. They want you to cry. They want you to be angry and scream and yell. They like that. They feel vindicated or whatever it is that caused them to start the fire, or whatever new thing has happened in retaliation. They want to see the pain and the angst. So if you're not giving that, if it's not being demonstrated, then eventually all the bad emotions have time to calm down, and they get bored, and then they start doing content on something else, and then all is well. So one of the things that YouTube has come out to say repeatedly when addressing these problems related to harassment or bullying is that having people react to you, talk about you, even impersonate you, it is all part of being a content creator. It is going to happen. It will happen. There will be people that like you very much, and there will be people that don't like you at all. There's also people that are motivated to stir up problems, and the payoff is very varied. Like there's different people getting different payoffs from it, sometimes financial. But when they question these 135 creators specifically about the harassment they receive as a creator, across the board, they all said the same thing: ignore, 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 ignore. Ignore it. Don't read it. Don't look at it. The people that enjoy your content, they will keep coming back, and they will not believe the bullshit. And those people that are hate watching, they're going to enjoy the drama, and there's nothing that you're never going to change your mind. Never. But if you continue to offer quality content, then you may actually pick up new subscribers. They may come for the drama. They may come to see the hate watching or to do the hate watching, but then they like your content, and so they continue to come back, right? So ignoring the attacks, that's what 135 large creators, I guess I should say 135 creators with large successful channels, they all said the same thing: ignore the attacks. They had tried everything as a small channel growing, and it wasn't until they got to a larger channel and they began making a pretty good income that they finally allowed their channel managers to direct them. And that was, don't read it, don't watch it, let us handle it. And as soon as they started doing that, it was as if the bullying was not even happening. Then they could manage it, and they kept putting out good content. Obviously, if there are legal things that are happening, if somebody is stalking, if somebody's coming around your actual property, then the proper thing to do is not to call it out. Don't talk about it on the channel, because that's what they want. Go to law enforcement and handle the legal issues properly through law enforcement. The last thing that they said is use the moderation tools that have been provided. You don't ever have to deal with someone coming into your channel and saying upsetting things. If you have people coming into your channel saying upsetting things, it's because you're not blocking them fast enough. And once you block them, leave them blocked. And I know that creators say, well, if I block them and they can't ever talk, then that hurts me financially. Well, it all depends on whether you understand delayed gratification or not. If you feel like you're so hungry for views and clicks that you would prefer to have even bad engagement, then do that. But here's the problem: when you let the trolls come in and you let them dominate and you interrupt your content by responding to them, you're going to lose good, loyal subscribers. They're going to get weary of the bullshit. And they're going to say, you know what, I'm done. I don't like all this arguing. I've got teenagers that I listen to arguing. I don't want to do it when I've got time off and I'm relaxing. I'm going to go find somebody else to listen to. They all say across the board, the 135, use the moderation tools that you've got. Block people from being able to talk. Don't let them leave messages, and don't unblock them. Once they earn that block, let them own it. And if they want to make a new account to come back, fine. Block and do not comment. You know what? If you block and you don't comment, most people won't even know that someone said something nasty in the side chat, because they're so caught up in either listening to you or they're thinking about what they're going to type. Now, in 2024, the anti-defamation, so all that information came directly from YouTube and TikTok. The Anti-Defamation League in 2024, they had a publication where they looked at just YouTube creators, revealing that those that were facing identity-based harassment, meaning race, gender, sexuality, and I think weight, being too skinny, being too fat, though I think that is probably also identity based, right? It is within our control, I think, but I do think some people have bias towards some of that, and it becomes a tool for targeting. That those YouTube creators that are experiencing harassment based on identity or appearance, that they have the highest level of stress and burnout. They're the people that end up abandoning their channels. So the study was making the recommendation that YouTube needs to find better tools for empowering the creators, like more automated moderation, stopping people from, like, once you block them, that they wouldn't even be able to see any kind of content you put out, but they have not developed that. Apparently the way the platform works, they can't do that. They want better reporting features. They say that the team that responds to complaints is mostly bot, and so the real problems never get all the way through to a human being. And they would like for YouTube to hire mental health professionals to try to target some of these problems about how harassment is escalating so badly. And now there is actually a high level of actual coordinated attacks or attack campaigns. In 2023, there was a study on network harassment. This examined creators responding to severe, ongoing targeting, like brigading and doxing. Now, brigading was a word I had never heard before, but I think it makes sense. I think that is what is happening now in the feud that is started, I think, between Brittany J and Granny's Watching. I think it's grown now into a brigade. I think now there are multiple channels. They're friends together. They got each other's back, so to speak. And you got a lot of people that just love drama that are flocking to these channels, even though they're not involved, even though they may never have watched any of this related to the RICO or anything, but they just like drama. They like the arguing. They like to see the high energy of emotion. And so that brings us to another point for why some people do this. Some people do this 100% because it grows their channel. So this brigading, where it's, you've got people that are in on the initial argument. and they're upset and angry and hurt. But then you start attracting these people who just love the drama, right? Like Julie Skolnick, she loves drama. I think it's, I don't know why, but I do think she does love it. But people like her are attracted to this. They like it. They want to be on a team. They want to be a part of this team sport that's happening, right? And so if you respond to any of these people that may be targeting you or putting out, information about you, if you respond to them, then what ends up happening is you actually amplify the bullying. The more hurtful things that are being said, it doesn't matter what direction it's flowing. It doesn't matter who's saying it toward whom. All in all, it amplifies the issues. And the bigger the fight gets, the more people that get hurt, the more egregious the behavior, the more people that you're going to attract that are going to bandwagon. They're going to hop on that train and they're going to put on those colors and they're going to have their team that they're going to do cheerleading for. And the cost is that normal people who do not like all the drama and they do not like the arguing, they abandon your channel. They don't want to see it. They don't want to listen to it. They don't want to see people crying and sad, because Lord knows, don't we have enough of broken hearts and pain in the real world? Isn't that enough of that crap going on in the real world? Most people don't want it happening online when they're trying to relax and unwind to go to sleep. They don't want to be trying to unwind and go to sleep, and then suddenly one of their friends, someone they care about, is now crying. Most people don't want to expose themselves to that. So another reason for not responding is you don't want to amplify the things that are being said about you. You don't want to take the bullying that is being done and putting it on a loudspeaker so that thousands of other people can show up. Now, will it grow your channel? Of course it will. But if those people are only there because they want to see the crying and they want to see the screaming and yelling and the cussing, what's going to happen when the drama dies down? They're not going to be regular viewers for what you want your good content to be. So rather than focusing on numbers, maybe it's smarter to focus on quality subscribers, people that want to talk about interesting topics, not scream and yell. Experts from the YouTube Creator Safety Center and nonprofit partners emphasize proactive measures like enabling your comment filters. Don't allow people to leave comments under your videos. That's what I did when I was getting targeted by crazy people. I just turned my comments off. Turn my comments off. I told everybody, don't send me clips. Don't tell me what people are saying. I don't want to know. And I talked about what I wanted to talk about. Also, being sure to you can do more than just block a person from live chat. You can literally go in and hide people from your channel. So not only can they not talk in your lives, but they also cannot leave a comment, even though you may have comments left wide open. So blocking people from your entire channel so they cannot leave any kind of mark at all on your channel. And then another one, which is very, very important, document the threats. Okay. Memorialize, document with as many details as possible, but never, ever, ever, ever talk about it in your channel. Don't tell people the nasty messages that people sent to you. Why do they need to know? Unless you're trying to get drama viewers, and then do what you want to do at that point. So when you're experiencing, I mean, we heard, Every Day with Jay talking about how painful that period of time was when Critical K was, night after night, the never ending live streams about her. And Critical K had some serious, she had some seriously loyal subscribers. So I'm sure it was a crappy experience, but I wasn't a part of any of that while that was going on. I didn't see it when it was happening, but um in those kinds of situations, limiting any kind of flashlight that says, "Hey, look over here, I'm being targeted. Look over here, I'm being victimized." That that is the number one thing that you have to remember when you're going through this, so that you don't amplify, you don't bring more trolls on board for the drama. The goal is to let that fire die down. Don't put kindling on it, don't put rolled up newspaper. Back away from the fire and don't put anything on it. Leave it alone quietly. Don't tell people what you're experiencing. Don't talk about it. Just limit what people can say and do in your channel. And again, YouTube was very clear. Once you block someone, don't unblock them. Leave it blocked. So, so many of these creators, they advise, and channel managers advise staying calm and objective, obviously. And while this is going on, you need to really, really focus on just good mental health behaviors. Like, if you already walk a mile a day, bump it up to 2 miles a day. Or if you walk 2 miles, bump it up to 3 miles. The extra walking will help normalize brain chemistry, and you will feel more relaxed and more accepting of what is being said or done. Insulate yourself from re-victimization. If someone says something about you, don't go back to watch it again and again and again. Just document it, put it in a document, save it, and then don't ever go back and read it again unless you have to escalate it to law enforcement. The, Making sure you're sleeping well. And look, the truth is, take a break from YouTube. I don't really think we have to go live 7 days a week. I think making YouTube the heart of your existence is probably leading to a really unstable life. So take a break, get some perspective, go and have fun and play. And YouTube should be as just a tiny little percentage of your overall life, right? That's unless if you're homebound, if you're elderly, if you're sick, things like that, then it probably has more significance in just day-to-day connection and companionship. But go sit outside in the sun. We can all go sit and get some time in the sun, and sun improves your vitamin D levels, which will make you feel better, and it will increase your dopamine and serotonin, which will damn sure make you feel better. All right. But taking breaks is another big suggestion from YouTube itself. Give yourself some time away from your channel, get some perspective, try to do some soul searching. If you've been attacking and fighting, have you made the situation better? Have you made it worse? Is it working for what your desired goal is? And if not, take a break. Give it a little while to die down and feel more comfortable. Many of these creators and coaches advise staying calm and objective. If you're getting feedback that says, "Why is it taking 20 minutes for your content to start? Why are you playing 10 million different songs before you start talking about a trial?" Whatever. then, think about it. Is that really just a hate comment, or is that guidance? Is that something that could help improve the content that you're putting out? Also, and I don't do this, but if somebody does leave a hateful bit of criticism or they're a smart aleck, do not respond in kind. If someone's a smart aleck to you, then, resist the urge to respond back as a smart aleck. But I got to tell you, I can't do that. If somebody pops off to me, I respond in kind. Remember, I'm going through projects, publications that have been put out on the topic. So some of this I know I myself don't do. Okay. But I aspire to. I do aspire to be at least a well-grounded, intelligent creator, if not a dramatically successful one. Okay. And then the best approach for troll-like criticism is just act like it never happened. Erase it, block the person from your entire channel, and then do not tell the channel what you encountered. Leave it alone. If it rises to the level that law enforcement needs to get involved, then memorialize it in a document and forward it to your attorney or to law enforcement. But all of these YouTube professionals are saying the same thing. Do not inform your channel when you're being bullied. Don't tell them. It's only going to take away from you. That's all. And if you decide that you want to stand toe to toe and fight with these other people that you feel like are targeting you, the net result is an amplification of the bullying, because now you're going to do and say things that is going to piss them off or hurt their feelings. And now legit, they're going to come back with even more. And it is just never going to end. Someone has to be able to stand back and take a deep breath and say, you know what? This is not worth the cost for me to respond to this at all. It's not worth it in terms of my broken heart. It's not worth it in terms of my increased anxiety. It's not worth it in terms of the embarrassment, the loss of subscribers. None of this is worth it. It's better for me not to respond. And in truth, it's adults that don't respond. So, as you make a decision between criticism that you're trying to determine if it's troll-like, if it's bullying, or if it's people that legit are trying to say, I wish you would improve this and make things a little bit different, you've got to be thoughtful about, is this constructive criticism or is this destructive criticism? Is this a personal attack on me, my person, my family? Or is this really a helpful suggestion for how I might change my content up a little bit and improve the overall experience for the subscriber? And then again, take care of your own personal mental health when you are a YouTube creator, because this is not, as you can imagine, a very healthy environment at times. There's a lot of bullshit on the streets of YouTube. You know what I mean? All right. People streaming your lives, again, YouTube, you can absolutely report someone while they are streaming you. And if you do that 3 times, their channels get shut down, gone, poof, forever. Report them. However, remember what my KK said, my grandpa, he said, be careful what you wish for, because you may get it. I've talked a little bit about Foodie Beauty and the really dangerous situation she has gotten herself into. And she has said that the reactor channels, or what she calls bully channels, that they are free advertising for her. That they put out their content and they make it outrageous and they say, "Oh my God, Foodie Beauty is so crazy." And what do people do? They go rushing over to Foodie Beauty to listen for themselves, to see just how crazy Chantal might actually be, which increases her views and she makes more money. So people may be streaming the lives, and it's a weird experience to have it happen. It's weird to go live and know that someone else is showing you, and they're not being very kind. That is a weird experience. But is it advertising? I don't know. For me, I no. I don't care if only 2 people watch my watch my channel, at least they're going to be nice people. You know what I mean? I don't care. I have no visions of being a famous YouTube creator. I have zero desire for that insanity. Um, so I Queen Bee does it. She struck me. I played about 5 minutes. There's a couple little comments on earlier in one of her lives. She was still live, but like 3 hours before that, there was someone who had said something about ADHD medication. And so I did a quick video talking about proper, accurate information about Ritalin and such. And I played tops 3 minutes, tops, but she was still live. And she struck me, and I got in trouble because she was still live when I played it. But I wasn't like playing her whole live and commenting on everything that was said. It was my live itself was about medication. It wasn't about the drama that they were talking about. But anyway, nevertheless, so you can stop them. You can absolutely stop people from streaming your lives while you are still live. So I would. That would be that would absolutely be my choice. Go live, wait for them to start, and then I'd strike them and be done 3 times. That's like baseball. Who loves baseball? Go Astros. Woo! All right. So again, if the stalking, if the threats rise to the level of legal violations, then but without hesitation, involve the cops and document so that you can turn it over to an attorney. But under no circumstances, according to the YouTube professionals, according to YouTube management, do not tell your channel you hired an attorney. Don't tell your channel that you're going to court. All of that needs to be handled in a professional manner, not something that you make content out of. If it's so disturbing, if you're so frightened, then you don't really want to stir up more angst and upset. If the situation is uncomfortable, if the situation is interfering with your ability to grow your channel, then it would seem to me the focus would be on what's the best way to make all of this stop in the shortest time frame. To me, that is what makes sense. So if the goal is make it stop as soon as possible, like I don't want this to last forever and ever and ever. I want this over. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to have my heart broken anymore. I'm done. I'm finished. They say report the channels to YouTube. And if they are live streaming you while you are live, then strike them. Make it someone's job to fill out the paperwork, or it's not paperwork, but to fill out the referral and do it without stopping. You continue to talk, cover your content, and the other person strike the channel, and 3 strikes and they're gone. Use the moderation tools that are provided by YouTube and be very, very active. And that is one of the things I did do when it was happening to me. No comments under any of my videos. I turned all comments off, all of them. And I am the fastest one to use the moderation that says, hide this user from my channel. I don't want him commenting on anything. I don't care if I lose engagement. I don't want bad engagement. So moderate your channel proactively and quickly. Don't hesitate. Be ruthless with the blocking. Do not engage. Avoid responses, so that the goal is de-escalation, not amplification. You want to de-escalate. You do not want to amplify. And block quickly and move on. Forget about them. Never unblock them ever again. And it doesn't matter if they can make another profile and come back, block them too. Just be block happy without commenting, and they will get bored and never come back. If that's what you're really wanting, right? Now I also went through and put together information on why these people are doing this, like the brigading group, the different channels, and the people that kind of pile on and become a part of the bigger drama, the smaller drama. There's so many reasons why. One could be financial. One could be, I see someone who's having a capacity to really grow their channel. I don't want to take the chance of losing subscribers to a new channel creator who's doing really well. Let me knock them down off their pedestal. And responding is going to knock you off your pedestal. If you act like you can't see them or hear them, and you continue to just focus on what you're doing, your channel will continue to grow. And you will get the good viewers, the people that are wanting to listen to whatever your content topic happens to be. It's all so in one of these projects, they actually did use a couple of instruments to test people that admitted to doing the trolling just for the fun of it. And nearly all of them, 80-something%, were, they were high in these traits that we associate with the dark tetrad. And that is, the triad is 3 points. The tetrad, there's 4 personality factors: narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sadism. So that's why it's not, when I say that you're never going to win against these group trolls, you're never going to win against them, because you're not them. Your personality factors or traits are dramatically different from their personality traits. And you don't get the same dopamine punch by being mean that they get when they're mean. So for them, they feel vindicated, or they feel powerful. They like the control. For you, it just kind of starts feeling fake and out of control. So you're much better off to, I think, my opinion, it's a much better answer to follow what YouTube and the creators from large successful channels are instructing people. Don't respond. Let the fire go out. Don't say anything back in response, in case you amplify a new reaction and build the fire bigger. Give the fire time to die down. And mods, have enough respect for the creator that you're friends with not to bring them all this bullshit. If you hear somebody talking mean about them, so what? Don't expose them to it. Give them a chance to be free of all the emotional, drivel. Um, it's a lot of time it's just attention seeking, although I don't think that's what's happening here. I think legitimately people were very, very upset. I look, I'm kind of I hate this idea of all these creators taking each other to court. I have a lot of reasons for hating it, but it doesn't matter. I dislike it. I just think it's a terrible use of resources. I think it's being done on the backs of subscribers. I don't know anyone who said, I'm taking you to court, and then they're using their own money to take them to court. Nope. They say, I'm going to take you to court. And then they say, give me money, subs. Yeah, I got a big problem with that. I don't like that at all. So I do think that there are people that are trying to stand up for their friends, and they're loyal to their friends and family, and they're trying to make a point that can't just run around, I mean, RICO charges are big. That's organized crime, actually. So I don't know. It just grew. It's just a crazy, out of control situation, and someone has got to be willing to sort of let things die down a little bit, back off a little bit, and quiet a bit. But I don't know. I don't know who can do that. Like, it's none of my business about that. But there is, it is reinforcing. If you're someone who you do like some attention, and you do really love kind of being the lawyer in the room and stating your opinion, then all of this drama can be incredibly rewarding. You can get a nice big dopamine punch by giving your opinions or creating chaos, threatening to beat someone up. All that stuff makes you feel powerful, makes you feel good in the moment, and it's fun. It's fun to laugh, it's fun to have your tribe with you, to be on your team. It's like you go to the Astros game, everybody's wearing the same colors, and then you're yelling and talking smack at the ball players and laughing because of what you said. And everybody, it's just a fun thing to do. We're tribal people. I tell people all the time that we're cattle. We run in herds, and that's all right. There's not anything wrong with that. So I don't know. I guess to a certain extent it becomes fun. I've been part of the team before. I've been part of the group, and I think it's just human nature. But when it starts getting dangerous, when it starts interfering in your real life, and people are coming on your actual property, you really need to have a good plan for de-escalating so that life can go on a little more stable, a little more normal. And, like I said, for me, I backed out when it got real bad, and I was followed, and people put information online about the hospital, that I was working at, and one of the private practices that I was working at. I was like, okay, you're creepy and you're mentally ill, and I'm not going to respond. And I remember this clear as day. I pulled back away from my channel, and I started making Christmas wreaths. That was the first thing I did. What would have been YouTube time, I was making Christmas wreaths, these great big giant wreaths. My first one I make, I still have it. It's got mermaids on it, and all kinds of like little ocean creatures and stuff. So that was my first one that I made. And then I made a July the 4th, an All-American wreath that I gave away as a gift. And then I did one that had hydrangea, like a spring garden wreath. I was just giving them away to people, my friends and family and stuff. And that was kind of what I did to fill my time, during that period of time when I was kind of pulling back and trying to make my decision. if I was going to keep on doing my channel or if I wanted to kind of check out. At the time, I was making about $1,200 a month on my channel. And so I was like, gosh, I like it. It's fun. I made friends, paying money. And then I was like, yeah, I don't think this is it's worth it. So I pulled back for a while. And then when I came back, it was much different. And I am much happier. I will scream it from the rooftops. I am much happier now not being a slave to my channel. I am much happier doing my channel because I run across something I want to comment on. I run across something I think is interesting, and I don't care if anyone has political disagreement or they disagree with what I'm saying. Those things don't matter to me anymore. I don't care. I talk about what I want to talk about, and that's it. And sometimes it is politics, and sometimes it is true crime, and sometimes it is reacting to Foodie Beauty. Because I cannot believe that she is has exposed herself to Syria of all places. I still can't get over it. I think it's crazy. All right, now then, we have the Donna show. It will be starting soon enough. I believe, if I'm not wrong, I think the Donna show is starting I think it's the 16th. Is that right? The 16th? I think. I used to have a Donna song, and I think I might have deleted it. I wonder why I deleted the Donna song. Maybe I don't remember why. Maybe because I think someone struck my channel and said they owned the Donna song. So that'll be something I'll probably work on tonight. Is I'll do my own Donna song, and then nobody can strike me, right? So yeah, so Donna Adelson, her trial begins in a week on the 16th. And look, let's just be fair, okay? She does not have Charlie's personality. I think it's going to be very difficult for her to keep quiet and composed. Charlie did really well staying composed, but I don't think Donna has it in it. Now, I will admit to this. I do think that she's had to learn the hard way that she's not in Kansas anymore and that she needs to sit down and be quiet. But I do think there will be times where she will get indignant and she will feel like she is not being treated with respect. And I think it's going to be something. Yeah. KJ, some think this is self-improvement. What is self-improvement? For goodness sake. I don't see any self-improvement anywhere in sight. I like your channel. You're a great teacher. Oh, thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. It's because I'm old, Rita. It's called wisdom. It's been there, done that, got the shirt to tell about it. It's a shame these so-called adults have to act like they are. It makes me sick. Yeah, totally, Laura. And to me, that's the goal, right, Lori? The goal is make it stop as fast as you can make it stop. At all costs, no matter what you have to do, just make it stop. And it appears that the research, the top creators, YouTube organization, they're all saying the same thing. Let the fire go out. Be quiet. Step away from your channel for a while. Or if you're not going to step away from your channel, make your content. And then when someone is stream sniping, have someone already trained, someone who already knows how to fill out the proper forms, and strike them right then and there. 3 times, they're done. Be brutal about blocking people from commenting in your channel. Don't let And if someone comes in and comments like in the chat, don't answer them. Don't draw attention to them. Very quietly block and never miss a beat talking about your content. Focus, 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 focus on the content. That's what they're. I mean, I spent 2 days looking, and I didn't see anyone that is in one of these positions of knowledge. None of them said, "Oh, you got to fight back." You want to know who said you got to fight back? One person I've ever heard said you got to fight back. Who knows? Let's see if anybody in here knows who that is. Who knows the one person on YouTube that said you got to fight back? Yeah, Mommy Ramblings blog. She said, you got to fight back. You can't just take it. You got to fight back. And you know who she's fighting? She's trying to fight Natasha Cooper. That was so dumb to fight Natasha Cooper, really? Because Natasha Cooper is one of those people, she don't give a damn. And I got news for you. People don't give a damn. People that hadn't got nothing to lose, well, they'll do whatever they want to do. So if you've got a good life, you have things that are important to you, you're probably better off not poking the bear unless you just like to fight, you know. All right. Block, block, block. Me and Diane. See, me and Diane are old. We got wisdom, don't we, Diane? It's like, no. I'm not going to get down in the mud. No, nothing good is going to come out of this argument. Nothing. Just don't bother me with it. I'm looking for peace. I'm on a quest for peace in my old age. My daughter says, Mom, don't tell people you're old. They're going to believe you. I said, honey, I am old. Anyway, yeah. Block, block, block. Don't tell anyone. Document. Just do it all. Just let the legal people handle it. Don't. The good subscribers just, they get they don't want to listen to all the heartache of it. In the beginning, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry this is happening. Wish this wasn't happening. But eventually they're just like, nah, got enough heartache. I just sat for 2 hours with my daughter crying because she broke up with her boyfriend. Or I just spent an hour with my son crying because he didn't make the football team. No, I don't want to listen to anybody else cry. I'm done being supportive tonight. I just want to relax. Is that true, ladies? Are there times where you're just on YouTube looking for distraction? You just want to relax, right? Block around the clock, baby. I can't block fast enough. It's like, ha ha ha, gotcha. It's like whack-a-mole, right? It's like that game, whack-a-mole. Yeah, get them. As soon as they come in, there should be a contest among all the mods who can block fast enough, and never question. Oh, well, I don't think that's what they meant. Block them. Be done. Erase that problem. I have literally gone through my day before. I have gone through my day where something would happen, and as I walk away in my head, I'm like, damn, I wish I could block them. I wish I had a block button for my real life. That'd be fun, right? Like a remote control for your TV, but instead you just point it at someone and block them. Then you can't hear them talk at all. Or maybe you might even be able to make it so you don't even see them. You make them invisible. That'd be even better. Yeah, I ain't got time for nonsense. Ain't nobody got no time for nonsense, in my opinion. All right. Okay. Please hit the thumbs up. I would dramatically appreciate that. We've got Donna's trial is starting on the 16th of August, and we got Barry Morphew in court again on September the 2nd. I believe it's the 2nd. And I got to write a song about Donna. All right. Oh, and we'll have some more foodie beauty content. And we got to watch this sucker, this creeper. Oh, y'all can't see it. Hold on. Why? There it is. We got to keep an eye on this creeper. He is. There's a story there. There's a story. Mark my words on that. So, it's they gave it. He's got capital charges, so it'll be required that there be a trial unless he takes like a plea deal and they reduce charges or something. So yeah, I know, Scatty. He's gross. Really, really gross. I once wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I've come to disregard that option. I'll watch, listen. Hey, common sense, been there, done that, got the shirt to prove it. I question, even sometimes now, I question this whole, how healthy is this platform really? And here's a bigger one. And this is not in relation to true crime, so please don't get me wrong. I think really bad things come from this YouTube stuff. And here's what I mean. These mukbang people, you know, they realize these are people with depression and problems. And they get online and they realize I can eat to my heart's content. I can gorge myself with the grossest food on the planet. No matter how many calories are involved, I can, like a heroin addict in an opium den, I can eat and eat and eat. And at the end of the day, there are people that will send me hundreds of thousands of dollars to watch me kill myself with food. And they get into these situations where they are making $20,000, $25,000 a month. These are people that are untrained. They don't have a profession. Their content is not content at all. They're serving up fetish. They're being paid for aberrant behavior. And so for a while, they're rolling in the cash and they're feeling good about what they're making and they're eating more. And they attract more of these creepy feeder people. And then when they finally hit 500, 600 pounds and they're in congestive heart failure and their kidneys are shutting down and they have fatty liver disease, then they realize, okay, I haven't saved a dime. I have no money. I can't get up and walk across the room. What am I going to do? If I keep eating to make money, I'm going to die. And if I start trying to get healthy and get my weight back under control, which by this time it's going to require surgery to make that happen, then I'm going to lose my viewers. And I think it's like any other addiction, heroin, methamphetamine, you get that monkey on your back, and in this case it's food and YouTube dollars, and you're in a dangerous situation. So I think this platform has a great capacity to kill people. And that may sound dramatically it may sound like dramatic hyperbole, but is it really? What about the two? Well, here's one. This was a story that we had where you had some channels that were targeting another guy, another YouTube creator, And that YouTube creator was kind of crazy, and he followed them to Las Vegas and shot and killed them right out there in public, right in front of everybody. He was the victim of targeted harassment, and he couldn't handle it, and he killed the people. So, two dead creators and another creator who will now spend the rest of his life in prison. He's a young guy too. Spend the rest of his life in prison for murder, double murder. So this is a platform that it does have the it does have the capacity to take a person who's dealing with poor mental health and amplifies their symptoms. That if they're not doing very well, all they need to do is make a YouTube channel, and that may be just enough to push them off that edge over the cliff. So I have a lot of misgivings about some of the YouTube stuff. I also think that YouTube and Twitter, I think that they serve a really important function for a certain group of people, and that is like people that are homebound, elderly, like me, old, like me, elderly, homebound, maybe sick, going through treatment. I do think it serves a really, really, really important positive feature, and that is companionship. That people can find others that are interested in the same things that they are interested in, and that gives them a sense of connection and continuity, and that can really, really help with our health and our overall mental health. So I'm not just hating on YouTube. I mean, I'm here. I like it. I do it. It's not my job. I don't depend on the little tiny bit of money that I make here. Although, look at Critter Watcher being awesome. I was looking for an online distraction all day. Then you started streaming, and it has been a great way to spend some time. Critter Watcher, thank you so much. And thank you for that $5. You know where that $5 is going to get spent? In Colorado at the Barry Morphew trial. So thank you. Any money, any kind of donations or any AdSense money or anything, it's all getting put away just for the Barry Morphew trial. So thank you, Critter. I appreciate that. So yeah, I don't hate YouTube. I like it. And I'm excited to go to Disney World. I ordered some technology to help me do streaming while I'm in the parks, and I'm really looking forward to that content. Hopefully to help me make a little bit more money so that I've got money for the Morphew trial. And yeah, I enjoy it. But I think because I don't rely on the money, because it's not something that my heart is invested in, um, it doesn't I think it doesn't have the power to hurt me like for some people. I think some people, this platform is serving a function that they can't really get anywhere else, like the mukbang stuff, making $20,000 a month for just sitting in front of the camera at dinner time. You know, where else will you make $20,000 a month eating? Where? You're not going to, right? So yeah, it can be really toxic. It can also be really, really helpful and healthy. Um, but I think it probably depends on you, the user. How healthy are you as you approach this platform? Are you willing to draw boundaries and say, no, this content is not healthy, and I'm not going to give this any views. I'm going to keep those views away because this is not something that I would endorse and support. And when you begin to get overwhelmed by what you're a part of and what you're enjoying online, be willing to take a couple days vacation from it and go and take a few walks. And I don't know, I love to color. I've got a bunch of coloring books and markers and things like that. That's a big relaxation for me, to go sit on my patio in the ocean breeze and color. And then I take those pictures and frame them and give them away as gifts. So yeah, that's it. That's all I know. I want to see Disney World with you. You're going to, Retha. In fact, we have got some damn amazing reservations. So I am really excited. We've got good reservations at Space 220, which is a newest big restaurant at Disney World. Best food in the property, and it's like you get on a spaceship and then you go up into outer space, and then you're having your dinner on a spaceship, and you can see out to outer space, and it looks like you're flying through outer space. So I'm definitely going to be recording that so everybody can see that. And we'll be dining in the castle. And then after dinner, we're going to watch the parade from the balcony of Cinderella's castle. So that will be fun. And I don't think that Runaway Mine train is working. I think it's under renovation right now. But yeah, there's lots of good things. There's Guardians of the Galaxy. That's an amazing ride, and I'll be able to get some footage of that. It might be a little bumpy, but I did get a gimbal, so while I'm walking, it won't be all bumpy, herky jerky. You'll be able to actually see. I guess you'll get to meet my son and his wife and her mom. So yeah, I'm going. My son and daughter-in-law are taking the two old grannies to Disney World, and yeah, Bill's staying home to watch all of Noah's Ark. So all the animals will be taken care of by Bill, and he's happy not to be going to Disney World in August. He's happy about that. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun, 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 fun. And what else? I think that's all the updates that I have. I can't think anything else exciting. I'll be going back to Colorado. I think the end of September. I may go the 1st of October, but I'll be there for about 6 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to that. See my kids and daughter, granddaughter. So other than that, nope, just going to be preparing for Disney World and making videos from Disney World and talking to you guys. That's about all. And watching Donna, oh Donna. Zelda, thinking and praying for you. And Larry, is Zelda in here? Oh, everyone's excited about the Disney trip that you were taking. I know I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm looking forward to it too, but I sure do hope that you heal quickly and get home as fast as you can, Zelda. Hey, Lady Rebel. Florida. Going to Florida, Lady Rebel. Did you upload anything on your channel, Zelda? So Zelda is one of our channel friends, and she is in the hospital with a broken neck, literally. Going to a care facility starting tomorrow. So they're going to transfer you tomorrow. Okay. And then it'll just be physical therapy trying to get you strong again, right? I will, Ceresia. Yeah, it's really neat. So the thing I'm most excited about, it's so weird, is the little power rods. They're like these skinny, tall batteries, kind of, and like when you're at Disney World, also airports. There's other places that have them, not just Disney World. But Disney World's got the exchanges. So like as soon as your batteries are all empty, they're not running anymore, you go into the little exchange, you turn them in, they give you new ones that are fully charged. So you never run out of batteries, so to speak. So I'm really, that was a gift from my son. I told you I wanted to meet you there. I just had surgery and I can't go this round. Oh no. Yeah. That would be fun to do like a big meetup, like a trip there, right? Gotta wait on Zelda to feel better. The other thing I think that would be fun is to do like a meetup, like on a cruise, and have a lot of people from the channel go and spend a few days cruising. That would be fun. Yeah, the neck air conditioner is a very cool thing. I didn't even know that made such a thing, but that was my gift from my son. They do have cruises, yeah. Yep. Status conference for Barry Lee Morphew. Lee Moore is September the 2nd. Yeah. And where this is going to be all taking place, there ain't nothing there. I mean, it is a very small little, tiny little town, and the judge has come down really hard on you can't even stand like on the courthouse and have a picture taken. You've got to be completely off the property. It's just so curious to me why they do that. Colorado's, they don't want to show, although the Gannon Stout case, they showed that entire trial from start to finish, and the only drama was the defendant herself. None of the people covering the trial, the YouTube creators, nobody got out of hand. Everything was good and respectful. But they don't like, Colorado shuts it all down, and New York absolutely will not show any trial. Right, Ceresia, the food will be very good. Yeah. Oh, that's great, Lady Rebel. Yeah, but you know what, Lady Rebel? The heat that we've had here, it's been really bad, hasn't it? Hey, Common Sense. Thank you for today. I have really enjoyed it. Can't wait for Disney. I'll be watching from Texas. Well, you're my neighbor. I'm in Texas too, so. And the heat is horrible. Horrible. Yeah, Aretha, that's why the power cells. So the one that I've got, it takes the power rods. All right, everybody, I am going to go. I sure did enjoy I did enjoy talking with everybody today. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, Critter. Thank you so much. And I don't know, what song should we go out to? First, I'm going to hit subscribe. Please subscribe so that you'll know when I go live again. And hit the thumbs up just because it makes me happy. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah. And I burnt that channel. Sinister, grifters with a snake oil grin. Voracious, virtue signalers cashing in. False PIs, they're fixing the game. Pointing fingers, but they're all the same. Innocent creators, moms with a cause. digging through the chaos, exposing the flaws. We're hunting for clues, untwisting the lies. Who's driving this shit show straight to demise? Convertibles roaring, cliffs in sight, like Thelma and Louise on a forever ride. They sail into YouTube fame, the crash is in sight. We're all on the ride, no brakes, no trust. Popularity is the spark that'll burn their channels in the dust. Or it'll burn their channels in the dust. Dust. That'll burn their channels in the dust. Spark that'll burn their channels in the dust. Dust. It's in the dust. That'll burn their channels. It's in the dust. That'll burn their channels. What's in the dust? The dust. The dust. We're all on the ride, no brakes, no trust. Popularity is the spark that'll burn their channels in the dust. Dust.